Hey y'all, welcome to Faithfully Bound. In this video, I would love to start a Bible quilt journal with you. I'm using this journal. I made this journal and I will put the link to the video where I did this in the description below, just in case you're interested in watching that. I just sewed some things together, used these rings, and that's it. It was simple. Some plain printer paper, and then I took the back of a notebook, the cardboard back, took it out, cut the edges off, and stuck it in here for a little bit more support. And that's all there is to it. The first page is the title page. This is going to look like a quilt, just like the rest of the book. I'm not coloring it today. I'm going to come in and color it on a different day, because this is Thanksgiving and I'm cooking. We have things to do. I've got to leave the house eventually and go spend time with family. So I'm just kind of laying it out. I'll color it later. It's just going to say 27 days until Christmas because that's how long it is. Y'all, it is so close. I kind of wanted it to look like, the rays coming out, because this is about Jesus and he's bright and he's the light, and that's kind of what I was going for here. My plan with this is to do a verse of scripture every day in a block and color it in, and I plan to do a video every day. I don't know if it's going to happen every day, but that's the plan. So every day for the next 27 days, I'll be doing this. We can do it together if y'all want to start doing the same thing. And if you started a few days later, that's fine. You just start yours at however many days until Christmas. I think this is fun, and I think it would be great to do it together. Come on, y'all. Let's do this together. Let me know in the comments if you're going to do this with me. I want the quilt pages to lay side by side. That's why I made sure when I started the official quilt that it would be on pages that open up right beside each other, just like this. I'm going to take the page out so that I can work with it a little easier, because with it being in this book, I don't want the rings to get in my way or anything like that. So I'm just going to pop it out and do it separately and then put it back in when I'm done. I started this first quilt page with a border, although I don't think I'm going to do that in the future because I think I'll like it a little better, plus I'll have more room to write more scripture. When you sew a quilt, you take small pieces of fabric, whatever shape that they are, whatever you want to go with, and you sew them together to make a big blanket, a big quilt. And that is what I'm doing here with the paper, except I'm not sewing it. It's just drawing it and coloring it in. And since this is for Christmas, this is for Jesus, we're focusing on the birth of Jesus because that is the reason for the season. And I am placing a nativity scene on my first page of my quilt. Once I have the cute, simple nativity scene done, it's time to fill in the rest of the quilt with the blocks. And I'm going with mostly squares and rectangles. And I'm going to add in a few angles just to kind of give the page a little bit something extra, something more interesting to look at instead of just the simple squares. I'm going to add some faux stitching around the edges, but I think every day when I come in to fill in another block, I'll do the stitching then. So it's just going to be these little lines all the way around the blocks. The first verse in this quilt is Isaiah 7:14. Therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Immanuel. Let's dig in just a little bit to Isaiah 7:14, the Lord's sign. God promised a sign to the people, the birth of the Messiah. This child would be born to a virgin, symbolizing hope and future safety for Judah. The birth of this Messiah, known as Immanuel, meaning God with us, was a promise that Judah would endure until his arrival, and he was destined to be from the house of David. Contrary to some interpretations, this prophecy was not about King Hezekiah or Isaiah's son. These explanations are inconsistent because they do not fit the criteria of a virgin birth. Instead, this prophecy points directly to the Messiah, who would be born of a virgin, highlighting the miraculous nature of his birth. The name Immanuel emphasizes that the Messiah would be both God and man, embodying the divine presence among people. This name indicated the union of human and divine natures and his role as a mediator between God and humanity. My first square in my 27 days till Christmas quilt is almost done. I just have to color it in. I'm using blue because I'm going with a blue and red theme for this first page. All I'm using is a colored pencil, and the red that I'm using is a gel pen, and it's a glitter gel pen because I wanted to add a little sparkle to the page. I love glitter. I would put it on absolutely everything if I could. I also wanted to emphasize the nativity, so I went in with a yellow colored pencil to give it the feeling of light, and around the baby in the basket I colored in like extra thick so that the light is surrounding the baby and the rest of it is just kind of filled in lightly. If y'all are interested, I have another channel. It's called Faithfully Unscripted. That channel is about just life in general and Christian living, so if you want to check that out, I'll put the link in the description below. I stuck the page back in the notebook until tomorrow. I'll take it out and do it again. But for safekeeping, that's where it is. And you see how the pages open up side by side, and then that will be the layout of the quilt for these first 2 pages. I hope that you guys come back and do this every day with me until Christmas. Christmas is going to be an extra special page. I haven't planned it out yet, but I will, and it's going to be great, y'all. And I'm putting the verses in the description below the video, and every video, every day, I'll be putting all of the verses that I've used up until that day so that you can follow along if you would like to do that. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye, y'all!